And we're live, Adam.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 37 of Kids Deserve It. We hope you've been enjoying our weekly chats with educators and game changers from around the country. Also, don't forget, you can check us out on iTunes as well.
We also, if you haven't heard, our book is out. It's been out for a little over 2 months now, so we hope you can pick up a copy on Amazon and let us know what you think. Remember that if you buy the paperback, while you wait for it to come in, the Kindle version drops to $2.99, so you can check that out as well.
Don't forget also that you can join our Kids Deserve It chat on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. my time in California. And you can check out Todd's Periscope right before the chats at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This week we've got another great guest, but first we want to introduce ourselves. I'm Adam Welcome, Director of Innovation and Technology in the Bay Area of California.
I'm Todd Nesloni, Elementary School Principal in Navasota, Texas. And our guest this week, Cory, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Cory Shefflin. I'm a digital learning coach for Georgetown ISD in Central Texas near Austin.
Awesome. We want to remind our viewers to participate in social media. We love seeing what you're hearing about and what you're learning about using the hashtag #KidsDeserveIt.
So we have a few questions for you, Cory. So for those who don't know about you, tell us about yourself.
Well, I never wanted to be an educator growing up, what you call a legacy teacher, because both of my parents were educators, and between them they have over 75 years. Oof. But what really drove me into education, because I was working for social services for the state, is my mother, who taught for 40 years. She retired at her 40th year, and one of her main reasons was because she did not want to learn anything more about a computer. And that kind of blew my mind. I couldn't believe that that was the reason why. She was a very beloved teacher in Mississippi, where she's from, and in Southeast Texas, where she retired from. And I went back to school and became certified and kept going, got my master's in educational technology leadership, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD in learning technologies. I love learning, and it just makes no sense, because every great student deserves great teachers. So that's why I'm in it.
I love that. And wow, PhD. You know, I hear people talk about that all the time, and I just can't even imagine having the time, and that's a real commitment, but I super commend the people that are going for that.
No doubt.
So Cory, what is something innovative or an innovative program that you've implemented as a digital learning coach?
Well, right now we're in the process of bringing blended learning to my school district. We want to become an innovative district in the area, because there's so much competition, and we really believe in our educators and their whys, why they're in the classroom. And we have such a great community. We want to have the best prepared future citizens in Central Texas. So we want to bring blended learning so we can capture more students who might be slipping in the cracks. My town, Georgetown, is actually one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. And we have a very diverse population, especially when it comes to an influx of migrant students. So we want to customize their learning more to whatever fits them. Some of them might be ahead, some of them might be behind, and we want to also make them feel welcome in community, so we want to make this available for all of our students in Georgetown ISD.
I love that.
Love that. Customize their learning. That's awesome. So what is one of your favorite things to do as an educator, Cory?
One of my favorite things to do as an educator is to actually have FaceTime with the students. I spend a great deal of time with the teachers and their administrators, but I love getting FaceTimes with the student so we can talk about their interest, and then I can relay that information to their teachers so they can meet them where they are with their interest, because everything is educational. Everything you don't believe is educational is actually, in fact, educational. So if we can show them this is the reason why you need to learn this, then they'll be more likely to take ownership of that learning.
Right. So what was school like for you growing up?
Well, I can't say that I was a great student. I think I was a frustrated student. because my mother and father worked very, very hard. They're both from Mississippi, and they moved to Southeast Texas right before I was born. They worked very hard to make sure that I had a really good education, but being public school teachers, they could really only afford to put me through public school, and I had a late birthday, so I couldn't start um, the year they wanted me to. So my dad got a second job working as a night manager in the Kmart so that I could attend kindergarten in a Montessori school.
Nice.
And that really helped pick up where my home training left off. My mother was very keen on me being able to read, and um, when I made the transition to first grade into public school, I was fully literate, reading on a fourth, fifth grade level,
Wow.
and the rest of the children in my school, it was a Title I school, were not. And I was very frustrated that I was having to, in fact, drag my education. I was very frustrated. So I got in trouble a lot. I really did. There was other things that were more interesting, and just learning A makes the A sound was very boring. When I can tell you my favorite book in first grade was Anne of Green Gables.
Wow.
I was reading on that level, and I was so bored out of my mind
Of
that I
course.
got into a lot of trouble. And it kind of persisted until I got to middle school, and I had some of the best middle school teachers, and that left that imprint on me. So when I did get into education, I was, what level do I want to teach? Middle school. I know it's all hormones and crazy, but
Yeah.
that those teachers made the biggest difference in my life, and really recaptured that love of learning that remains to me to this day. I love learning, whether it's formal in university or informal by having a conversation at a conference or one of the many, many ed camps that I attend these days.
You really bring up something, Corey, I've talked about a lot. Like we talk about at-risk kids, the kids that aren't at grade level that we're trying to get up. But then here in your story, there's the kids that are thriving and that need to be pushed. And like those kids are at risk too. And if we don't push them and engage them and like you just said, customize their learning. Where was that learning customization right when you were in school? It would have helped out a lot for sure. If you had one wish, what do you wish happened more in education with our kids, Corey?
One wish, gosh, I have so many of them. I have to pick one. I have to pick one. Well, that my one wish is that every child that goes through school would be able to make a meaningful connection with a teacher. We have so many great educators out there, and we have so many great students, but there sometimes students don't get an opportunity to make a connection with a adult that is not their family. And if I could have that one wish, is to give them all an opportunity to connect with at least one teacher during their educational career.
That's
Uh,
powerful.
yeah.
So, Corey, we have all the schools in Texas we know start back tomorrow, and a lot of other schools across the country either have started back, some are starting back tomorrow, some are starting back in a week or two. What advice would you give to teachers who are just beginning their year?
To actively do something for yourself to maintain the excitement and the energy that we have as educators. It is a privilege to be able to educate children, and it seems like there's a lot more celebration at the end of a school year than it is at the beginning of a school year.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to foster that love of learning, we need to maintain that excitement and take care of ourselves as educators, because we take on a lot of stress and sometimes a lot of our kids' problems. We take that upon ourselves. So we need to take care of ourselves and maintain that energy.
Nice. Corey, when you're having those rough, can't get out of bed days, what do you do to kick your butt in gear and get to school?
Um, well, one of my favorite things is to have a song of the day, which I used to share with my friend Crystal, and we need to get back to that since it's a new school year. But just to listen to a song that is inspirational and happy. Um, just talking to a lot of different educators, some of them choose like 80s or rock or workout music or gospel, just something that speaks to your spirit, that makes you want to get up, and then you can remember all those bright and shiny faces that are just waiting for you to get there, and their day is not going to be the same if you're not there. So to think about why you need to get up and to have something that peps you up like a song.
Nice.
That's great. So, who is somebody that inspires or challenges you to be better, Cory?
Um, I'm constantly inspired by educators every day as I talk to them and learn their story. It's very important that I spend way more time in the classroom than I do in airports. So I do a lot of speaking and conferences, but I want to make sure I stay in school and speak to educators. And someone who greatly inspires me is Jana McEachern. She is in Region 5 in Southeast Texas. When I was having a difficult time um, with my first year out of the classroom working as a technology coordinator, um, she affirmed my reason for wanting to do better and to do better for my school and the kids in education. And she helped me find my voice, and I'm forever grateful that she's my friend. She's just an awesome educator, and you can find her on Twitter as Jana Mack. She is completely awesome.
She is. She
Awesome.
is.
Well, Cory, every week we'd like our guests to leave a challenge for our viewers. What is your challenge for the week?
My challenge for educators and all your viewers is to celebrate the commencement of this school year. People look at me strange when I wish them a happy new year, but it is the time for a happy new year. So my challenge is for them to share those happy new year moments and celebrate the beginning of the school year just as sincere and just as happy as you would the last day of school, and to share that on some platform, whether it's social media or to capture it in a picture and post it in your classroom. But definitely celebrate your Happy New Year and to share it out with the world.
Nice.
Well, Cory, thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes of your time and sharing your story with the world at large. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
Thanks,
And we want to
Cory.
thank everybody for watching the show. And remember to tweet us at Kids Deserve It or using the Kids Deserve It hashtag, and join our Twitter chat every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And check out our guests next week as we interview the amazing Kim Bearden, co-founder of the Ron Clark Academy. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Cory.